Hey everybody, how you doing out there? It's your Uncle Steve here in Uncle Steve's Lounge. Thank you for joining me today. Don't forget to like the video and please, if you haven't already, subscribe to Uncle Steve's Lounge on YouTube. Well, we're here on Tuesday, and that could only mean that there's news breaking. And the news earlier today, as reported by The Athletic, that Taylor Heinicke is coming back again to be the starting quarterback this week against the Indianapolis Colts, which means for the second time this year, uh, embattled quarterback Desmond Ritter has been benched. Now, I've made no secret that I wasn't a huge fan of his quarterback play, not of the person, for those of you who tend to get a little emotionally attached to that when somebody doesn't like how a person is playing. But there were a lot of things that Desmond did during the year that should be applauded, but there were just too many critical times. I could probably name three off the top of my head to include the pass game at Carolina where you turned the ball over in just some of the worst times. Kinda got bailed out in that Tampa Bay game, in Tampa Bay, where you, Cadillac the ball into the end zone and thought nobody was behind you and let go of the ball. Not let go of the ball, got the ball knocked away from you. I like Desmond Ritter. I think he seems to be a good young man. Uh, Seems to be a stand-up guy. Let's look at his stats this year: 224 completions out of 354 attempts, 63%. He has 10 touchdowns. He also has 10 interceptions to go along with 11 fumbles this year. And more importantly, the stat that you don't see on here is when those turnovers happen. Those turnovers happen at critical junctures of the game. And I think this past week, because of the gravity of what this game meant, you were in a battle and still are in a battle for the NFC South against a division foe, which would have put us one leg up on New Orleans still, going into a three-game stretch uh, against the Colts, Bears, and the aforementioned Saints. You're going up against a 1-12 team. And granted, I know it's a monsoon out there. The weather isn't great. But with the same energy that we applauded you in New York for dealing with those same elements, is the same energy that we have to, come down on you as a QB. The first thing everybody brought up in the New York Jets game is he did not turn the ball over. And the Jets did it a couple of times in that particular game. And it's why they lost. Goes back to this same thing here. Yes, Bijan Robinson turned the ball over. He did. That's not great. But Bijan is not the quarterback. And the quarterback, again, for those of you who do not know Uncle Steve, quarterback is the most important position in North American sports, hands down. If you're playing that position, you must play it at a high level in order for your team to have a chance at winning. Again, it's not all on the quarterback play, but God dog it, it sure is a good amount of it. And Desmond Ritter, too many times in critical situations, has not played up to par. Now, is it all on him? No. I think Arthur Smith is very much to blame for a lot of this because he put Desmond Ritter in a bad situation, folks. This offseason, not to have any competition, not to play Desmond in the preseason, just things where Desmond looked very green during the year. Yes, did he have some moments? Absolutely. Couple of games with 300 yards passing. I think he's 1-2 in those games, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Use his legs at times, things like that. It's not like you don't see things that maybe he has the potential to eventually blossom into a quarterback. But I think this Falcons team, as you could tell going into season, had very high expectations for this team. Loaded up on defense, some really special things going on back there with Jesse Bates. a resurgence in Calais Campbell over the last few weeks. Uh, didn't hurt to lose Grady and lose Troy Anderson this year, but at the same time, still a solidly playing defensive unit. And as an offense, we've just been inept. And a lot of that has to do with Arthur Smith and his decision to throw someone out there that probably wasn't quite ready. And while I can sit here and say, yes, Desmond Ritter wasn't ready for prime time, a lot of that has to do on a coach. A coach has to evaluate that. A coach has to be able to look and see, like, this is the time, this is the guy for the moment. So I put a lot of blame of that on Arthur Smith. What does that mean going forward for the Atlanta Falcons? Taylor Heinicke, we've seen it before. Uh, Seen him come in before. He came in and spelled Desmond Ritter at the end of the Tennessee game so far this year. He is 41 for 74, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Of course, he got hurt in the Arizona game. Uh, did not do well, and he wasn't doing that well in that particular game. Anyway, I'm sorry, 0-2 as a starter for Atlanta. I think what this means for the Falcons, if there is some miraculous way that we end up winning 3 straight and most of this will be forgotten, I still not sure if Taylor Heinicke is the guy that you go into 2024 with. Even if he was, somehow, some way, the Atlanta Falcons are going to be in need of a quarterback in 2024. You got to start looking for the future. I'm not sure if Heineke is it. He's 30 years old, but even the small sample, he definitely seemed competent. But I'm not sure if this was the idea of what Atlanta uh, wanted. They thought Desmond Ritter was ahead of the curve, was going to make some mistakes, but would keep them competitive in these games. And I think though you saw the white flag waved today when you decide that this is it for him. I almost as a person, I really don't like it for Desmond Ritter because, man, those young guys, you can kind of kill that psyche and that drive in them. But I have a feeling that he's made out a little bit more than that. Hopefully, he'll understand this. Look, a lot of quarterbacks don't get an opportunity to start in the NFL. He got an opportunity to start, what is it, 16 games now? In the NFL, and he might have another opportunity. We look at what happened to Geno Smith, and he was able to blossom eventually into a quality starting quarterback. And I have a feeling that Desmond will have his day. But right now, for the Atlanta Falcons, and what our aspirations are, I just don't think Desmond is that guy. Now, is there still an opportunity to make the playoffs? Of course there is. Matter of fact, I was pointing out yesterday on the Monday Minutia how there is a scenario that the Falcons can kind of be right back on easy street if New Orleans loses to the Rams, which they go into LA. That's quite a possibility. And Jacksonville goes to Tampa Bay. Now, I need to see what the deal is with uh, Trevor Lawrence. I know he had to go in for concussion protocol, but they haven't said it. Doesn't seem like he's going to play. So you have an opportunity now. And worried about other teams losing, you have to worry about winning. And you're playing the Indianapolis Colts team, who is right in the thick of things in the AFC South, and they'll be looking for nothing better than to come down here and feast on a wounded Atlanta Falcons team. Hopefully, this will give a little bit of a spark. You're coming home. Uh, Man, it would have been nice to get that win last week in Carolina, but you'll see what this team is made out of. 3 games left. You're still in it. You're only 1 game out of first place with 3 left. It's not impossible, but you have to take care of your own business. And Taylor Heinicke, hopefully this go round will be ready to go. Hopefully the Falcons offense will show some things in this game that will let the Atlanta Falcon fan base know that they haven't given up on this team. The Falcons fan base, I mean, it's been torture these last few weeks just to see our team go a little less than 10 days ago, first place, controlling your own destiny, maybe paving their way to their first playoff appearance in 2017 to now where we are literally to the point where we're having that same conversation in late December about whether to lose a game for a draft pick or something like that. And I don't like being in that situation. Know a lot of folks have had an opportunity to talk about this particular situation. Look, it's no ill will towards those folks who went hard for Desmond Ritter. And I get it. You know, that's your quarterback. He's the quarterback of the team, and it would be foolish for me to root against him, which I never have. I've never rooted against him in the game, but it would be naive for us to feel like I was looking at someone who even showed flashes that he was going to be the guy for the future. I guess some of those instincts I had must have been right because it's the second time he's being sent to the bench. And I truly believe, um, just for his sake, maybe the last time, barring injury to Heineke, maybe the last time you see Desmond Ritter in the Atlanta Falcons uniform. But we will see. This is your Uncle Steve again. If you guys don't mind, please uh, hit the like button for the video. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to Uncle Steve's Lounge. We're hoping to see you here Friday or maybe even Saturday for the Friday brunch or Saturday brunch this week. I know a lot of people are getting ready for the holidays, and I understand that. So will I. Everyone, enjoy your week, this holiday festive week leading into Christmas this coming weekend. We will check in with you later on. If we have any more breaking news, we'll come in and let you know about it. Until then, everyone, take care, and we'll